y'all, welcome to the 2,682 square feet of all play turf. Hey y'all, today we are hanging out in Forney, Texas, the antique capital of this Lone Star State. We've got a huge playground project that we're gonna be working on, but before I get into that, I had to stop, of course, and ask the locals, what's the best place for breakfast? So stick around and let's talk some turf. All right, guys, so we talked to the locals, and the general consensus is that Mama Daughter's Diner is one of the best cafes to start your day at with a great, wholesome breakfast. I've got eggs, hash browns, bacon, and of course some biscuits and gravy. Definitely gonna dive into that in just a moment, but let's talk about our project really cool. We have the pleasure of actually doing a playground project. Most important part of this is the play pad that's going to go underneath it. Now, it is a fixed job, actually. There was a turf company, we won't mention, about 8 months ago that put in turf for the playground, but unfortunately, they just had some drainage problems. The water was just sitting in a big bowl, and no one's going to have fun jumping in the water. Maybe some kids, but maybe not the parents after they have to clean and wash their clothes. Our turf, the artificial turf, needs to be perforated. It also needs to have a great foundation. That's why we're gonna be using flex base for the bottom layer, 3/8- for the middle, and then that rubberized play pad. That's where the magic happens. Play pad is where you get that bounce when you jump on something, or if you fall down from something, it's not gonna hurt as bad. That's what it needs. On top of that, there's a little bit of safety code. We cannot use nails. We're gonna be stapling that in. But before we get all into that, let's go ahead. I'm gonna dive into this breakfast real quick, and we'll jump over there and show you the process. So we've got the big trucks coming in with our 15 tons of flex base. Alongside of that, next we're gonna be putting in the 3/8-. That's gonna be even more, 20 tons of that. Now, once that goes in, we need to compact the first one, which is the flex base, compact the second one, and then our play pad comes in with the recycled foam. It's 2 inches. I think this is probably one of the toughest parts for the team, because when you're cutting rubberized material like this, or foam rather, you don't want it to start shaving off and cutting in the wrong places, or else you have a lot of spotty parts with the actual foam. So we want to make sure we get that right. I think those cuts are even harder than it is the actual turf, because the turf you just do with a straight edger. Next is the turf that's gonna go on top. We need to make sure, again, right before that everything is leveled. Once that turf is in, we need to cut it precisely around everything so it's pristine. We don't want kids tripping over little dents or little bumps in the turf, anything like that. Any safety hazards we need to make sure that we're on top of. Keep in mind, we'll be double stapling the turf and making sure it's extremely safe for the kiddos. Also, just a reminder, a project of this size usually takes about 3 days to complete, but we're really excited to show you how this turns out. All right, y'all, welcome to the 2,682 square feet of all play turf.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up.
All right, y'all, as you can tell, it came out gorgeous. We love it. But just a reminder, if you're wondering why I'm holding this, the layers that we put down again was the flex base, 3/8-, and our play pad here. All right, guys, so this isn't some sort of scientific test, but our play pad is rated for 6 feet fall height. So we're gonna take this 15-pound kettlebell. I'm just gonna drop it from a little A-frame ladder. So as you can see, the play pad is absorbing that impact, keeping your kids safe. Now, we do offer that for backyards as well. That goes right underneath your play area. So no matter if it's a playground or your backyard, our goal is to put really fine cuts around the actual playground itself. You can see how tight these cuts are, and we wanted it close to these actual pillars. There's about 20, I want to say 20 pillars here, maybe more. We want to make sure they're in close, so if kids are playing tag, they're pivoting here, hard stopping here. We don't want the actual turf to come up. All right, guys, thanks for coming along this turf journey with us for this big playground process. We enjoyed having you here. Check out our YouTube channels, our other social media, give us a follow. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll be able to see other things we do, like our time lapses, testimonials, big turf jobs, and of course, our drone footage. So until the next turf job, JD with 365 Custom Turf signing off. We'll see you then. Also, just a quick reminder, you can always give us a call at the number posted below. If you'd like to get a quote, or you might just have some questions about your yard, we service the entire DFW and surrounding areas.